Hello, everybody. Welcome. As my microphone, for some reason, changed to a setting it hasn't been on in years. I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching. Particularly want to thank our Patreon supporters, everyone that supports us financially, particularly our $25 tier supporters. Rowan Parker, Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, L, whom we were able to do nearly as much that we do now. So yeah, thank you very much for supporting us in all that we do, and for those of you that are watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Star Wars Twilight Nights. I'm John, your game master for the evening, and joining me today is Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Plunk Key Kick, First Imperator Duke of the Jundland Wastes, Mystic Seer, Counselor Sage, and Jawa. And I'm gonna roll some destiny here. Let's see.
And only 3 of those are accurate.
I rolled a single light side. We're starting off well.
All right, and also joining me is Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Nerys, droid, consular, healer, and Nimin disciple, and 2 light side.
And
Something's gone horribly wrong.
Jeremy.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing Esty, Zeltron, Shadow. Don't up. There we go. There's the dark side.
Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Avazia, Pureblood Sith, Geo Berserker, and another dark side.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Corsarath, the Sith Pureblood Makashi duelist, and 2 more light side.
Missed the chance for balance. Oh well.
Trans rights are human rights. Believe women. Believe victims. Russia. Fuck off Ukraine.
No, fuck off Russia.
To be clear,
Well, Russia. Fuck off of.
Russia, get the fuck off of Ukraine.
Yes, there you
Look,
go.
we
Yep.
have to, when you are using fuck in a sentence, you have to make sure that you are appropriately structuring the sentence because it can completely change the meaning of the sentence, okay?
That's
it's
fair.
important to be precise about these things.
Yes. Thank you, Jeremy.
You need to use precision F strikes.
Yes. Anyways, when last we left off, the Twilight Knights got the shit kicked out of them, mostly by themselves.
Nobody kicks my ass like I kick my ass.
And dragged their asses back to the forward operating base of the terrorist reconstruction effort, where they turned in some vials of vaccine to help the effort, were rewarded for their efforts, went shopping, and took a nap. In the middle of that nap, Nerys, the one that doesn't nap, received a vision of a robed female Achani talking to them, letting them know that they were on their way. And we pick back up with Nerys. You come out of your power down cycle with this knowledge fresh in your mind.
Feel threatening at all? Just in case.
Make me a cool roll.
Okay. What's the difficulty? 2?
Difficulty 2, yeah.
Hey, I got successes in there.
Yes, it did not feel particularly threatening. In fact, you recognize the individual now that you're thinking about it for more
Okay.
than a few seconds. It's because you've met this person. You met them when the group of Twilight Knights that you were a part of were actually officially inducted as knights. That
What's her name again?
That was Archon Hatafeni. Hata space Fenni.
Would not have spelled it that way. Okay.
Hatafeni.
Cool. I hate Star Wars spellings.
That's not even a Star Wars spelling.
All right. I go over to, oh gosh, where are the Sith?
Scattered throughout the galaxy, most of them trying to. Sorry.
Are we on the ship right now?
You are in the forward operating base. You found bunks in the FOB.
Yep.
So
Probably on bunks then.
Okay. Who has their sword nearest them at any single point in time?
Avazia.
I feel like it's Avasia. Okay, I will gently.
She sleeps with it like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Korsarath literally has a lightsaber built into his wrist.
Oh, it's in my armor's wrist. Thank you very much.
Well, this is
Assuming
bad
I'm
then.
not wearing
gonna
that all the
stand
time.
like a respectable distance away and say, "Hey, hello."
Go full link. Hey, listen. Hey, listen.
Because I don't want to get chopped in half.
Navi.
I mean, eventually Korsarath will wake up and sit up.
Hi, sorry.
You hear a yeah?
I had a vision of Archon Hatafeni.
All right.
She's on her way to us.
Good.
Did she say why?
Because the knights survive. Also, who did we ask to get in touch with her? I'm trying to remember.
Nobody. The implication was
Nobody?
that she would get in touch with you.
Okay. Also,
Which
I
she
think it's
did.
just she is getting in touch with us. Yes. Because we needed her.
Of everything that I know about Hatafeni, that tracks.
I think, well, wherever she finds us.
Did
As
she
you're-
say when we should expect her?
No. I didn't recognize where she was, but that does not mean much.
As you're thinking about everything you know about Hatafeni, by the way, Korsarath, a thought crosses your mind. What would happen if someone as powerful in the Force as Hatafeni were to be affected by the hunger of this planet? That's a thought.
It's a thought. The other thought, however, is that Hatafeni is also a lot better at sensing the Force and would see this coming a mile away. Like, if I can resist it with battle meditation, I feel like Hatafeni can resist it.
Yes, because overconfidence has never doomed a Force user before, ever.
I feel like we should, not be here when I feel like we should probably try and meet someplace else, but I am aware that you all have this wonderful idea that we need to go out and save the planet. So come on, chop, wake up. I'm going to go get everyone else up. I leave.
Force rather raises an eyebrow.
Also get bombs out of them, but
Yeah,
Also
that
that.
too.
The
Plunk
reason
stick-
on this planet
Plunk
is
sticks
more
his
the
head-
bombs than the saving things.
Plunk sticks his head out from underneath Avazia's bunk. People are trying to sleep.
Not anymore.
Rise and shine.
Fazia will poke at Plunk.
He is poked.
crab leg comes out of the hood for a second.
And then he spits the rest of the crab leg out because he was done eating that.
Yeah, the crab. There's no water here.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't a water crab. It was a land crab.
Also, there is water.
Also, yes, there is water here. There's a lake that we're supposed to go clear out an estate next to.
Oh, that's fair. I assumed it was going to be an empty lake because this whole stupid place is blasted stand and glass.
Well, it was blasted 300 years ago. It's had time to recover.
I'm less concerned about whether there's water and what the status is of anything living in the water.
So
Also,
Yes, the
it's
water
not-
is probably still mildly radioactive, but
It's not glass. The buildings are all still like the buildings are in ruins, but they're not like melted beyond function. It wasn't. They didn't set off a series of nukes. They blasted it from orbit with laser cannons. Is a difference.
good morning, Esther.
Fuck up. Sorry, what?
Hi. I'm getting everyone up so we can go.
Oh,
See,
good.
with the addition of the sorry what, it makes me wonder if that was something that Esty was in the middle of saying in her dream when she woke up.
That's more just her standard response.
That's her
Tries to clear her up.
default, right?
Of the
Because usually it's interrupting a perfectly good dream.
It's
what
like
of
when
the
I go.
archi-
It's like when I agree with something that's being told to me, and then follow that agreement up with "Sorry, what did you say?"
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Sorry, what?
one of the archons contacted me in a vision last night, so I would like to leave this planet very soon.
And remind me, the Archons are
Are the below the Exarch
and the
leaders
Exarch
in
is
the was
It's going great.
The Jedi Master equivalent, Corserath says as he enters
Of
as he walks over, of the Twilight
Twilight
Knights.
okay. Now we've reached it.
What's a pakwa? What are the Twilight Knights again?
They're old / current / nebulous status order.
an order of force users who seek to strike a balance between the light and the dark.
Did you say most of them were dead, or all of them, or like all but
Not
one?
all of them.
Our ship was attacked by the Sith Empire, so probably many of them are dead. However, some
we-
have definitely survived.
These three.
Yes, us three among them.
Why do you want to leave, Nerys?
I feel like meeting Hadafeni here would probably not be good for something. This planet is volatile.
Maybe this Archon can help
And
with that
has-
volatile.
Well, see, now you've introduced the possibility of just sitting and waiting until she shows up, which is appealing to me, I have to admit.
No, we have to go clean out the estate by the lake.
Which will give us weapons and explosives to then go clean out that hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Yes. 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 Yes.
I
Oh.
see what you're saying though, and assuming that this is Archon?
Yes.
Yes.
Archon. Okay, I'm getting them down.
Yes.
This Archon is sensitive and not fucking oblivious like apparently the Jedi here. Yeah, that could be bad.
Oblivious, or are they like
Not all Jedi are oblivious.
No, but the ones here haven't seemed to notice things. Or either they haven't noticed or they have, and instead of doing anything about it, they just decide, fuck it, I'm just going to protect myself. I like the oblivious.
or
option.
ignoring it,
Or
which is
or they noticed and they can't handle it. And so they're waiting for backup.
or just,
I feel like they would have done anything if they were waiting for backup. Like, say,
We don't know what they're
established
doing. We haven't met them
established
yet.
some kind of quarantine or some kind of protection protocols against these things that the common civilians would be undertaking, perhaps.
I mean, that would imply that the Jedi that are here, we're doing a lot of theory crafting right now. Do we want to go kill some more of the Rakghoul things out by the lake?
Let's go see if we can clear out a lake area and also retrieve a cache of weapons to then clear out whatever this hunger is.
And murder things.
Let's try not to get infected this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have a stock of vaccines now. Let's try not to need them.
Okay. Wait. Do we need them? Isn't that how vaccines work? I don't know much about science.
Get bitten again. I think I might have to. We'll find out. That's
Okay, because I thought
possible.
vaccine was like, you get exposed to something and it might. I mean, do you need a fresh shot every time you get I don't know.
Possibly.
This
Okay.
particular disease doesn't seem to like to play by the rules of most diseases and thus might require additional medication.
Okay. Well, if this Archon shows up, we'll have 6 of us. So.
So,
Lake.
you are all deciding to head eastward towards the lake.
Mhm.
Yep.
Are you counting Black Pyramid or did you just count the GM on accident? When you said
Wait,
6
what?
of us.
The planet.
Atafeni.
No, I said when the Archon gets here, if the Archon gets here, there will be 6 of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, you are heading east. I need someone to roll me a D100. I pull
I'll
up
do it.
my chart.
Does
Also,
somebody,
also, I would like to apply battle meditation before we go.
14.
Was that Jeremy?
does somebody before we run off, does somebody have the ability to contact this Archon and say, hey, maybe wait until we get off planet before just showing up?
Nuri said they talked in their head, so I'm guessing it's not like we have a comm frequency.
Don't have that. As I look real quick at my abilities again, because I don't remember them all. I don't think so, though. No, I don't.
That should be enough to apply the battle meditation to everyone to prevent hunger stuff.
Well,
What's-
let's hope that this Archon, thanks to let Nerys or one of y'all know that, hey, we're at the planet before just traipsing on down.
All right. So, you head east. You keep a wary eye on the ruins around you and also keep a wary eye on the open areas as well, since you have been ambushed now on both occasions in both locations.
Mhm.
Fortunately, this time, it doesn't seem like you attract too much attention as you head east, down the road. Eventually coming to sort of an overlook that seems like it's a separation. It seems like there may have at one point been a structural, supporting wall here that was holding something up, but now it's just sort of a pile of rubble with a path carved in the middle of it. That overlooks a larger, more hilly section than what you've been traveling through previously, where there's a little bit less ruin and a little bit more nature. In the middle of this, you see a large lake that's a bit of a ways off still. Will be another quadrant of travel to get to. That is presumably the lake you're looking for. And actually looking around, you do see that there's a number of structures dotted around, sort of a number of structures dotted around it, some of which seem to be older and old rubble, and some of which seem to have been prefab buildings that have been put down but not currently occupied. Assuming that the farm you're looking to clear out, that is, belongs to on somebody's land, you're looking more at the prefab, which would be the newest structure here. Basically, is in that particular area, these prefab houses that are laid out in sort of a general compound. There is there's a barrier wall, a couple of different houses inside of it, and some other machinery. It doesn't look like it's fully finished. But it does look like it looks like people basically sort of cleared away some ruins that were there previously and began building on the spot before having to stop for whatever reason.
What kind of machinery?
Mostly it looks to be agricultural equipment as far as you can tell. Of course, a lot of it's also construction equipment because it looks like they're still clearing out area, or they're supposed to be clearing out area. So you see, a couple of different things. You see some field tending gears and also some construction destruction.
If they come at us in swarms, we should drive over them with that shit.
If I have a tractor.
Zombie combine.
I like to think the plug is pointing.
Zombine, as it were. Yeah,
that would work
probably.
really well. That would work. Sounds like a plan. Well, I guess we should find things to clear out.
Well, first it begins with scouting the area.
You're still a bit of a distance away from what seems
Okay.
to be a farm. Like you can see it in the distance because you're on a rise.
Gotcha.
You have to get down the rise and head over towards the area.
All right. Presumably there's things nesting out here or something.
Continuing forward.
Can I don't want to move forward yet. Are you kidding? I'm jumpy.
So just walking in there, right? No.
Gotta ask.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sense doesn't have a very big range, but can I use I think I can use seek to I'm looking for groups of I'm probably gonna do, like, if I can, 2 waves of it, looking for rat ghouls, and then also any sort of or is it only living things?
I was gonna say sense, I think, is for living things. Seek is
Correct.
for objects, I think, pretty much.
Okay.
Correct.
I'll use sense to look for rat ghouls, and then seek for any droids, those things that we've run into before, basically.
I
Go
will
ahead and roll,
also.
go ahead and roll to activate. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I will also use sense.
Go ahead and roll to
I
activate.
have some range increases, so
Perfect. We'll tag team it.
And Plunk will use his eyeballs to see if he can spot any places that look like a likely spot for a weapons cache.
Go ahead and give me I keep wanting to say perception, but I don't know if that's actually the roll.
That is.
There is a perception roll. Yeah.
Perception, difficulty 2.
Cool.
I will also make that perception roll.
3
Like-
successes and a threat.
Can't seek or sense.
Would you also like
Failure.
to contribute something? Avastia?
Failure.
I would like to also make the perception roll.
Go ahead.
What's difficulty on that?
2.
Okay.
3 out of the 5 of us can't seek or sense.
Okay.
So what you're saying is if we split the party, we should not put all 3 of those
So-
people in one group.
I will spend take a point of conflict and spend a destiny point so I can actually activate my range.
All right.
So I am out to engage short medium range.
In that case, what I'll do is, I'm gonna have you roll. I'm gonna have somebody roll another D100. Don't roll yet. Because of the successful uses of the Force that has happened, and the successful perception checks that have happened, I will say that you will get 2 effects on this D100 roll, and also you're heading in what you feel is the right direction. 1, you will be able to roll a D100. You will know what the D100 is going to point you towards as you head towards the farm, And because you had two successes, you had two successful uses of the force power, you will be able to determine if you want to re-roll that D100.
Cool.
But we have to take the second result.
You will have to take the second result if you re-roll. And you don't get to know what it is. You just know what the first one is.
Okay.
So,
Jeremy, you want to roll?
I always want to roll. Are you kidding me? I don't know that people always want me to roll, but I always want to roll.
go ahead and roll.
You took the conflict. I feel like you should get to roll.
That's
11.
an 11.
11. So, as you approach the farm, you, with your combined senses and seeking powers active, keeping an eye out for ambushes and also likely spots for treasure, you sense. So, a roll of an 11 is the result of nothing on the random encounter table. Would you like to re-roll?
I think we would.
Yes. Yes, we would.
Hang on a minute, because the other options on the random encounter table are attacks by rat ghouls and
Yeah.
We don't
Other
know what the
worse
other
things?
options are.
So far, you've run into rat ghouls, droids, and pirates. You don't know what else might be on there.
We
I feel like
be fine.
nothing is a good result if we're just
That's
looking for
right.
treasure.
Are we sticking things out?
Fine.
Yeah,
Don't
but how
Poke
how
things.
wasn't that kind of why we were here, was to clear out rat ghouls?
No, I'm here just to pacify you people.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about you, passive aggressive one.
This is just for the travel to the farm. The farm
Okay,
is a
okay.
pre-baked encounter.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
fair.
Okay. Well, then, yeah,
See?
nothing
Yeah.
might be good. Nothing might be good.
Yeah, the farm is a pre-baked encounter. This is for
Okay.
getting to the farm.
Oh,
Now-
this is for getting to the farm. I vote we keep this one then. Yeah.
That said, if we say no, can I roll anyways to see what we would have gotten?
If you like.
Are we saying no before I click the button?
I want to
I-
keep the
I
11
would
right
would
now.
keep
Keep
the
the
nothing.
11.
Yes.
Okay,
Keep the
we're
nothing.
keeping we're keeping that.
Nine.
It would probably also have been a nothing.
All right.
That's disappointing.
There. I'm sure you'll get another explosion at some point. Don't worry.
If you roll 100, a crate dragon appears.
Despite the fact that they're not
I
native to
want
this
to
fucking
re-roll. I
planet.
want to re-roll.
Roll 100. We start
Yes.
werewolf next week.
Yes, despite the fact that they're not native to this planet, a crate dragon just appears. Where did this
Look,
come
man.
from? Ah, it's a rat ghoul crate dragon too, so it's even worse.
Who brought a crate
No.
dragon here from fucking Tatooine?
Well, okay. In fairness,
Why you don't?
is a Rackle crate dragon really that much worse? Because it's not like we're going to survive and get infected with Rackle poison. Like one bite, we don't have anything to worry about after that.
Right. All it has to do is spit up on it.
Anyways, so you make it unhindered to the farm, assuming that you are maneuvering slightly quietly and not just yelling and clapping pans as you approach. You do make it to the border wall. SD, like, but I have these pans.
SD goes full Swedish chef.
I'm trying to stealth. My ass is so fat. They clap on my cheeks to learn the guards. Anyways. You make it to the border wall, at which point you can hear the sounds of things on the inside. Two things distinctly do you hear. One, you hear something eating, the sort of rip and tear meaty sound of mastication. And two, you hear something talking in a sort of a warped, like, haunted children's doll kind of manner. It's just sort of this distorted audio static of something that's sort of bursting sound every few moments between around the sound of something eating. That's what you hear over the wall.
Let me go check it out before we just run in.
Probably best.
All right. I will sneakify up.
There you go.
Stealth. Stealth diff 2.
Boop, boop, boop. And- Really?
Do you have any abilities that let you reroll on your
Damn.
stealth?
That is a good question. I might.
Have the boost die.
I have a lot of stealth things. That just adds the boost die.
Oh, that's from the battle meditation, isn't it?
Dodge, blah 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 blah. I've got Shroud, but that's just a force abilities. I do not.
Oh boy.
All right. So, Esty, you.
I would
move-
like to use that 6 advantage. Oh, look, I have 6 strain. There we go.
Well, you rested, so your strain would all be gone.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you
I don't know why it's
all of
so-
your strain should be on, and any wounds you have should be down by 1.
I don't have
Um,
any of those.
You can give yourselves a whole bunch of boost die to your next roll.
This is true, which will probably be important.
There you go.
So you move very quietly as you are trained and wanting to do. Stealth is not difficult for you. You are well trained in it, and you move silently. The difficulties in stealth for you don't come from moving quietly or not knowing what you're doing. It mostly comes from not knowing the situation you're stealthing into.
Right.
As you maneuver around the gate, around the border fence, you find a couple of gaps in the fence that you avoid, because obviously you don't want to go through the gaps, because that's where something chewed its way through. You find a door that you're not going to go through, because obviously the door is going to be the easiest way to be spotted. So you
Mhm.
find a lower section of the wall that has some bits and pieces of debris on the outside that can be climbed, that obviously nothing forced its way through, the debris just happened to be there. And you clamber up the debris, up the wall, hop onto the other side. You land. You didn't take too quick of a look, because it looked fairly clear as you were coming over the edge. And you land, and you look to the left, nothing there. You look to the right, and you're staring into the face of a rat ghoul chewing on a small animal that is also now staring back at you. Just make an attack roll.
Yep.
Reflex lightsaber.
Yep.
Take them boost dice, I
Uh,
guess.
Yeah, do it.
Holy shit. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What just did diff 2?
Hang on.
It's
Diff
like what's his
2
defense?
Yeah, let me. No defense, so just diff 2.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I have a ridiculous amount of dice to roll difficulty 2. We all know this that means this will be a wash.
I was
Right.
about to say.
Do.
Or a failure.
God damn
Oh
it.
my god.
Is that the? It's very similar.
Wait,
roll
battle
with the first
meditation.
one.
Battle meditation.
That's not as that's just the hunger blocking variant.
Oh,
I
okay,
haven't-
gotcha.
It
Never
hasn't been
mind.
applied for the like extra
Never
booster rolls yet.
mind.
Ah.
That's impressive, honestly.
I mean, when it attacks you, you can apply 4 setback dice to it.
That's only if you successfully hit. You can't apply negative effects unless you successfully hit.
Really?
Yeah, you can apply other. You
Yeah,
can apply
like,
positive
think-
effects to yourself.
Things
Is
that
the
you
rule.
hit
Okay.
the enemy with, you have to
Strictly
actually hit
speaking-
them with the attack.
Yeah, strictly
Okay.
speaking, you technically can't. Rules as writ, you can't apply boost die to yourself if you fail to hit. If you fail to roll, I allow you to, because that's a you thing. It's
Okay.
a cascade failure prevention. Unfortunately, I can only give you so much cascade failure prevention.
That's fair. That's fair, I suppose.
Yep. 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 It's
Yeah,
fine.
In order to apply negative effects, you have to actually hit the creature, because it doesn't make sense for you to go, well, I swung and missed you wildly, but you're going to have a hard time hitting me because of it. Doesn't really make sense. Anyways. So, you sort of instinctively lunge out for it, forgetting that rat ghoul are not mindless, or at least they're not mindless in the way that you expect mindless creatures to act. And as you lunge for it, it dodges out of the way because it's smart enough to recognize an attack, even if it can't fully see the lightsaber because of your crystal.
Right.
And as it dodges out of the way, there's just a howl ticks up from around the compound, and all of you on the outside of the wall hear this. As you hear this throaty sound beginning to echo from all the rat ghoul that are in the compound.
Oh,
That
dang,
doesn't-
Ferric.
So let's go ahead and roll some. Let's go ahead and roll some initiative, shall we?
Yelled from through the wall. We've got rat goals.
Just to
Really?
remind myself because I think I want to make sure.
I was digging for a Star Wars swear, and dang, Ferric was the only one I could think of.
Ferric. I know a number of Jawa ones.
Wait, I have repair patches. I know that.
Utini.
No, that's a positive
20.
generally.
It's
20.
really Utini is a
I mean, Eugenie is basically
it's a
all
multi-purpose.
inclusive. Right?
Yeah,
It's very
can be-
multi-purpose.
It can be positive or negative.
Utini is the same equivalent as the droid.
Utini, I feel it's all about the inflection.
Yep.
Utini
Mhm.
is positive. Utini is negative.
To be fair, you can say the exact same thing about fuck.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's true.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's the Jawa
Fuck.
fuck. Let's be honest.
Fuck is the all-purpose word.
You're right.
Yes.
We use it for everything.
Is
It's
this
like spackle.
vigilance or cool? Is this prepared or unexpected?
Unexpected.
Can it be expected for me?
No, you weren't expecting to miss.
Well, no, but I knew an attack was going to be coming at this
Hey.
point.
I'll say it can be expected for you since you're
Yeah.
Thank
the,
you.
since you're the initiator. of
Doesn't
the
matter.
Yep.
I'm not going to roll well anyways.
Remember to remove your difficulty.
I mean,
There
that's
you
not,
go.
it could be worse.
Got 3 of those and 1 of those.
Oh, good.
I only have 3 vaccines. This is gonna go well. Okay.
While we're doing initiative, I have to share with you my new favorite aphorism.
Oh.
Even a
Okay.
broken clock is wrong 86,398 times a day.
I feel like the even in front of that is unnecessary.
No, that's what makes it funny.
Tired for that joke. Did we get more vaccines at some point? Because I have 3 on my sheet.
Yeah, we definitely, like, as part of staying there and solving, we were asking, can we get some more vaccines?
Yeah, I don't
Yes, you
remember
did.
how
You got
many
more
more we
vaccines.
got.
To be fair, we did leave kind of suddenly, so I don't know if we had enough time for that. But
Did I get more, and if so, how many, so that I could make sure keeping track?
10.
10. Okay. I have 13.
I have a
That's a good
stockpile of
number.
24 stim packs for when we need them.
And I've got repair patches. Finally.
All right.
Do you have anybody that can use them?
I mean, you don't need to know how to use them. That's the point of them.
Just kind of slap them on there.
Yeah, it's just like a stim pack.
Unfortunately, all but one of the NPC initiatives are going after you all.
Well, that's good.
First PC slot.
I would like to fail first.
Go for it.
You're right up there.
So
So as
We've
initiative
got some
starts,
goose die.
just for mechanics purposes, as initiative starts, Esty, 2 more rat ghouls have sort of crawled around the corner to join the one that you initially tried to kill.
Okay.
And so there are 3 rat ghouls as a minion group facing you right now.
Okay. I'm gonna try and murder one. Hold on, let me look at shit.
I mean, it's the perfect time. Just check your pants.
Yep, I've got nothing immediately, so all right. Let's give this a shot.
Diff 2. No setbacks.
Oh, I didn't put diff in after
Yeah,
initiative. So there is 2. There's a hit.
Right, so 7 damage.
I will also, because I can do this, spend a destiny point using anatomy lessons to add my intellect to the attack, to the damage.
All right, so how much does that add?
Nice.
That adds, I believe, just 2. Yes, that adds 2. So that would be 7, 8, 9 damage.
So you spear through one of the rat ghouls with your lightsaber, and you gouge a nice furrow through its side, heavily injuring it. You recall now that these rat ghouls are resistant to lightsabers, but this one you still did a good amount of damage to.
I'm aware that they're resistant.
Yeah.
That's the weapons I got.
Yeah.
Other than like blaster, but and I will maneuver to try and get the fuck out of Death Trapville.
You maneuver a range band away.
Yep.
You hop back over the fence and begin running back towards the rest of the group.
And I will take strain to maneuver
Again?
to actually get to the group.
Second maneuver, you get to the group.
Yep. And that's 2 strain, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you-
Found them. They're coming to say hello. And that's my turn.
NPC turn.
Oh, I have to spend a destiny point.
An unseen figure. You hear a deeper, bassy growl / howl that sort of cuts through the more manic sounds that the rat ghouls are making, and this one seems to take control of something. You all vaguely feel a twinge in the force as this howl ripples through the air. And the louder, higher-pitched sounds of the rat ghouls die down.
I don't like
And the
that.
farm is silent. PC slot. Well, silent except for the sound of that staticky voice bursting out. Bill.
Does Corsoreth want to jump battle med or?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
How far is SD right now?
Next to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you made it all the way back? Okay.
Right up to you.
Then I will go ahead and apply battle meditation. Don't fuck me, dice. You fucked me. God damn it.
You get a flipper.
I can
Oh.
do that, but if I do that, then all of your willpowers get reduced by 1 for the battle.
Ah, that's not good.
They don't need willpower. Fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. There's no possibility of like needing to make fear checks or anything. Doesn't.
Or not.
Like either I fail to activate it right now, or I activate it, and all of us and all of you have all of us have our target's willpower reduced by 1 until the end of the encounter.
Never mind.
Which is the downside of having to use dark side for battle meditation.
Mhm. Yeah, let's not do that. I vote.
Agreed.
So
think
I will
it'd be
just
cool.
I will fail to activate for now.
All right. You focus, and that something about that voice just breaks your concentration. You can't focus on the battle meditation while you don't know what made that sound.
We need to figure out what that thing is. And that will be my turn. As I just ready my lightsaber.
Any maneuvers or anything like that? No? Okay.
Defensive maneuver.
Next PC slot.
Or defensive stance, whatever.
We can't see anything yet,
Right now,
right?
there's a fence between you and the compound still.
What sort of force grabbable objects exist in our immediate range?
Not much. The field outside of the field on the outside of the compound has been pretty much cleared for the most part. There's some like leftover rubble that was down the fence a little ways where Esty had climbed over. But aside from that, there's not a whole lot of loose debris or anything like that. It's just
So
fence.
basically, we can see
And-
the fence.
Yeah.
What's the silhouette of the fence?
The silhouette of the fence is technically too large for you to lift because it's actually like anchored into the earth. So the silhouette.
I can yank things out of secure mountings. I would presume that would be a fence as well.
A secure mounting is not an implanted fence.
As somebody who's implanted fences, I disagree. But you're the GM. Go for it.
Secure mounting, as a reminder, the definition of a secure mounting is a sword that's mounted on the wall, or a gun that's mounted on a tripod, not a fence that is sunk into the ground and cemented there.
I can pick up the ground if I get enough force points. Just
You
saying.
cannot.
You're saying you can't do the Old Republic thing and just pill up chunks of rock and throw it
You
in
can
the-
absolutely pull up chunks of rock. You cannot pick up the ground itself.
Starkiller told me I could.
Starkiller never moved a planet. Starkiller moved a Star Destroyer.
Okay.
My
Well-
point stands.
Plunk's just gonna wait then and see what the
you
fuck
could-
happens.
You could absolutely like pull up a chunk of earth
Okay.
and throw it at the wall if you wanted. But you
All
can't.
right.
The wall itself is too large of an object and too heavily cemented into the ground. for you to just-
Is too spread out, but like a specific section of fence, perhaps.
Yeah, you could like bend down a chunk of the fence. It wouldn't be like
Okay.
ripping and throwing, but you could like use the force to bend something down to make a hole.
And you said there are gaps in the fence, right?
Yeah, there are a few areas where there are gaps in the fence where something's chewed through.
Okay.
Again, I'm saying
Yep.
fence. It's a border wall. It's like
Okay.
It's a solid plasteel.
It's a big, tall Jersey barrier.
Like yeah. It's a
It's like a concrete embankment kind of thing.
but 6 feet high. Yes.
Right, but yeah. Okay. Yep. Big Duracrete
Yeah,
kind of
you
barrier.
Take
Okay.
chunks out of that. Don't take the whole thing out of the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, you could absolutely like rip chunks out of it with force.
Okay.
You just couldn't lift the whole thing.
Right. All right. Well, we're gonna wait and see if anything shows its head, and then start throwing shit at it. Probably.
Next PC slot. Actually, wait. You didn't actually do anything on your turn. Is there anything you want to do mechanically?
Ready, I guess.
Can I ready an action? Like,
Yeah. You can
okay.
ready.
Mm-hmm. He's ready to start ripping chunks and checking shit. Yep.
Okay. Next PC slot.
Vazia will go ahead and go.
Yep.
It's okay. Can she just concentrate and see if she can figure out where that sound is coming from?
Sure. How would you like to do that?
Try to like meditate and focus only on the sound.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Difficulty 2.
Nope.
Inside the compound is the best you've got.
Okay. All right, beyond that, she's just going to ready herself for what is about to come.
All right. Next PC slot.
I would like to use, I'm assuming this is something living because it's sense or seek, whichever one is for
Sense.
animate things, and figuring out what the heck that sound is.
All right,
with
go
the
ahead and roll your
force.
sense.
Okay. Hey, I got 2.
All right, what are you spending those successes on?
Oh goodness, you're gonna make me find the thing. Hang on, because I
I
don't
need you
have
to-
that one in my sheet properly.
Yes, I'm going to make you
'Cause I
tell me what
always-
you're doing with your ability.
'cause I
Page
always
304.
forget. Thank you.
All right, I also always forget to open up my book.
Yeah. I don't have the book open.
So
'cause
you can
my
spend. So
computer
you can
is
spend
terrible.
one. You can spend 1 force point to sense all living things within short range.
Okay.
Spend 1 force point to sense the current emotional target, a state of one living target with whom you are engaged.
I think I know their emotions. It's hungry.
You can spend if you spend one. If you spend one to sense the emotional state, you can also spend another one to sense the current thoughts.
Or extend your range by a number.
Depends on how many upgrades you have in it. Is the question.
I don't have any upgrades.
Oh,
I just
well, in
have
that
the
case,
base.
all living things within short range, or the current emotional state of one being that is, with whom you are currently engaged, which is the rest of your party.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, because we
then-
don't have any Rakghoul within short range yet, right?
As far as you're aware, you can
Right.
you can see if you can sense all living things within short range. That'll tell you if there are any rat ghouls in short range.
Yeah, let's try that.
There
Get
definitely
right
aren't any
behind fence.
engaged, at least.
Yeah.
So you use sense.
Yep.
Aside from your current allies, you sense nothing within short range.
Okay. That was my action. So.
Any maneuver?
I'm gonna pull out my lightsaber.
All right, NPC turns. Over the course of the NPC turns, you hear nothing but the sound of static and the occasional voice coming from whatever is making the static. First PC slot.
I'll go ahead and try battle meditation again before we do anything else.
Go for it.
That's better. Everybody gets an extra success on all of their checks for the next until the end of my next turn,
Cool.
and does not have to sacrifice their willpower for it.
Yay!
All right. Anything else on your turn?
I'll just. We're not going to get anywhere with a standstill. We need to see what's going on and what just did that.
Agreed.
And we'll
Get a maneuver
see if he
closer.
can, see if he can maneuver a little bit closer.
So you're at the wall right now. Are you going to try to maneuver in the direction that SD came from to get over the wall the way she did, or are you going to try to go a different route?
What does this wall look like in terms of like climbability?
It's a smooth Duracrete surface, so not
Okay.
particularly climbable. The way SD got over it was through some rubble that was piled up on the side. You can see there are some holes in the wall at various places.
I will maneuver closer to a hole in the wall just to be able to see through it.
Okay, so you maneuver over to one of the closer holes that SD avoided, and peer through. On the other side, you see completely empty at the moment farmyard, in the middle of which there is the upper torso of a droid that is sort of laying on the ground, half destroyed, occasionally spasming, with a sort of a face with a sort of a visual faceplate as opposed to a standard like just faceless faceplate that is currently full of static. And every few moments, that static clarifies into what seems like it might be a face that says something, and then goes back to static.
Well, that's what's making that static noise. You have a mostly dismantled droid in the yard.
That's eerie.
All right. That's your turn.
Yep.
NPC initiative. You hear nothing but the sounds of that droid. Next PC slot.
Well, now that we've heard that there's a droid over there, Plunk's gonna trundle himself up to that same hole, look through,
Right.
and see if we can
Maneuver.
maneuver to get up to the hole, look through, and see if he can just yoink that droid over to us.
Go ahead and give me a force move check.
Okay. Let me make sure I don't have any skill built in here because we're not actually throwing shit to damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. One to activate. How many range bands away is the droid from us? Where 2? 1 for range. 1 for strength in order to be able to get something that's more than silhouette 0. I assume it's probably just silhouette 1.
It looks like it's silhouette 1, yeah.
Okay. And then 3 more in reserve in case anything else weird happens along the way.
You reach out in the force and you grab and you start to pull, and there's some resistance. And as you
Pump another one in there. Right.
put a little bit more force into it, you begin to feel that resistance give way. It definitely, as you start pulling, the static begins to more frantically adjust itself.
Is it saying like no or
you can't make out what it's trying to say?
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and give it another pull?
Sure.
All right, so you give it a good pull.
He's
The
got
static-
reckless.
The static adjusts. The static adjusts. There is a sound of a metal straining. And then there's a sound as the faceplate goes blank and you yank the upper torso of this droid over to you.
Okay.
There is oil leaking from the spinal column of the droid.
Well, balls.
I always like the image of like somebody who like over first moves of it just like shooting past and going like 17 miles in the other direction.
Accidentally trebuchet that thing over the wall. And
The faceplate is now deactivated.
okay. Well, we're gonna have to fix that. Can I make any analysis of what type of droid this is? What its probable design purpose was?
Go ahead and give me a mechanics check.
Difficulty.
Actually, either a mechanics or a warfare check. Difficulty 3.
Yeah, I think I'm much better at mechanics. In that, I actually have a skill rank. Nope.
As far as you can tell, it's a protocol droid of some kind. It's not one you're not a type you're familiar with.
I will be right back.
Well, not sure what that was for.
Presumably some sort of steward droid or something to run the day-to-day operations of the facility.
And no particular insight on what it was attached to or why it was.
I mean, its lower body, presumably.
Right. But given the amount, I should have been able to just pull that along with it, one would assume.
Yeah, because of the resistance, you get the feeling that it was stuck on something. That something was holding it in the ground.
And then there's something bigger under the ground there. I think that's probably all I can accomplish on my turn, though.
Yeah. All right. Next PC slot.
I'll take it. I'm going to move up a range band. To where everybody else is. And then I will I know Nuri's already tried to seek, but I will try as well because maybe it's a range thing.
Or sense, but yeah.
Or sense, yeah, sense, not see. Because I got nothing else to do at the moment until these fucking things show up. And I'm not going out by myself. I mean, that will get me short. Short is where we're seek it, the
Yeah, it
first
starts at
point is,
short.
right?
Yeah.
So I can go 2 range bands beyond that
Upgrades and range.
because I have 2. Yeah, I have 2 points of range, I believe. Well, let me check that to make sure. I'm 90% sure, but yes, I have 2 points and I have two points in range.
You've got
So that will get
you got
me
the
up
basic
to
power, control, range, and range.
basic power, control, range and range.
Okay, got it. All right.
So out to long range.
Yeah. So in long range, you sense, you can sense that there is some large life form under the ground, underneath where that droid was stuck.
She just points. That away.
Number what?
Whatever. There's something big down there.
No. Well, let's dig that out. Cracks his knuckles.
Something alive.
Damn it.
Something dangerous?
I did. It's alive in an area that was heavily occupied by raccoons. My guess is yes. I assume that's all I got.
Yep. Next PC slot.
Oh, Vazio, go ahead and take it. Where is SD right now in relation to the rest of us?
Right up with
SD,
Course
Corserath,
Wrath.
and Plunk are all at the wall, peering through the hole in the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna get up over there then.
So you get up over the wall. That's one maneuver.
Mhm.
What you doing next?
Waiting,
All right. Ready in action or just waiting?
ready in action.
To do what?
To stab.
All right.
That's what I do best.
PC slot. No think, only stop.
This is the pre-mission XCOM before the aliens have revealed themselves when you're just
Yeah.
moving your squad up by numbers.
Just like one action move, action Overwatch, one action move, action Overwatch, one action move, action Overwatch.
Basically, yeah.
Don't like it. That thing when it. Okay.
What thing when
When
it
it like howled, we felt that in the force
You
kind
did.
of thing. Like
Mhm.
this. Okay. In that case, I'm going to maneuver, move up. And is this a thing I have to do? Hang on a second. Sorry.
You have to do?
Most things that you can do
No,
are
it's
things that you
passive.
have to do.
Well, not
Passive.
necessarily. There's
Okay.
also involuntary things that you do, like breathe.
Yes, I do that.
No, you don't. You're
No,
a
you
droid.
don't. You're a I was
I do want to see what happens when if Nerys fails a hunger check, because it's like you don't have a mouth.
I have no mouth, but I must eat.
Yep.
Actually, no, hang on. Correction. I have no mouth, but I must feed.
Sure.
That's a better way to say it.
I've got, I mean, I've got like force training things. You don't try it. It's spend a maneuver and suffer 2 strain to do that. It's not. Hang on, let me check on this. It's page 69.
So if an ability says you have to spend a maneuver and suffer 2 strain, then that means that you would have to suffer 2 strain to take a second maneuver since you've already taken a maneuver.
Yep.
So you would have to spend 4 strain to take a second maneuver and then do the thing.
Wouldn't the turn your action into a maneuver still work if it's not the same maneuver?
Wait. No, so this is specifically improved calming aura, so that's like a reaction thing, and I spend and maneuver there. So basically, if I haven't taken a maneuver my turn before, I
Let me see what it
can
says.
just do that without a consequence, kind of thing. Is what it sounds like.
What page is that on?
Page 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
I know. I'm very pleased that page 69 is where all my stuff is, because that's the healer track page, which I
Nice.
appreciate from Star Wars.
So
Thank you.
so calming aura is a passive ability.
Uh-huh.
Improved calming aura is an active ability.
Okay.
Spend a maneuver
Oh,
and
I
suffer
see.
2 strain to extend calming aura's effects to allies equal to willpower at short range until start of next turn. So basically,
Got it.
you can spend an action, you can take it to action on your turn, or in this case, you can activate your improved calming aura by spending a maneuver and suffering 2 strain. So
Yep.
you would have to, can you turn an action into a maneuver? If you turn an action into a maneuver, then yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, like
otherwise-
that's literally the top of the actions list is exchange an action for a maneuver.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, you
Sweet.
could exchange your action for a maneuver to
Yeah.
so you'd only have to take the 2 strain rather than taking 4.
Okay.
And basically at that point, until the start of your next turn,
Mhm.
or until the start of the next turn. It's the start of next turn. I'm assuming your next
Yeah.
turn.
Yes.
So until that point, all of your allies also have the effect of calming aura, which is when an opponent targets a character with the force power, reduce the force generated by 1.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
So you take 2 strain and you sort of push out that
Yep.
calming aura that you try to keep cloaked on yourself to everyone to help defend
Yep.
them against force powers.
Uh-huh. That's my turn.
Oh, that's what we've been getting confused on. It's you can turn an action into a maneuver. The trick is you can't do more than 2 maneuvers total. So you can't
Yep.
turn your action into a maneuver, and strain for a third maneuver.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. Over the course of the 3 NPC slots, you now hear nothing. The droid is no longer active. PC slot.
I'm going last because I'm still maintaining battle meditation.
I'll go walk up to the hole and die.
How far would you have to get for that, by the way? Because I can affect you up to short range.
So where the droid was, which is now punctuated by it being the end of the line where the oil was dripping,
Mhm.
is 2 range bands away.
Okay, I'll take strain to move up to it.
Okay. And I can get up to 4 allies. So hang on, let me do math. Yes, that covers you all.
So it would also be medium range at that point.
Yep.
So you're out of my range.
So yeah, I race up there, go to look down.
There
What do I
is-
see?
You look down and you see something odd. It's
A big
basically
hand
it looks
reaching up
like
for me.
it basically looks like a it looks like the ground has a seam, like a 4-way seam, or actually not even a 4-way seam, like an 8 or 9-way seam that
That's a
like
sphincter.
you can see these lines of on the ground where like it looks like broken ground, but it's not quite like broken ground. It's like somebody's like put turf down and you can see the line where the turf connects.
Okay,
Anything
I'm
in your
gonna
action?
reach down and try to open whatever secret
Okay.
entrance is here.
So your
Reach
action is
into
to
the
reach
bork
down,
hole.
You grab the ground.
Yep,
We're gonna go ahead and end your initiative there as you pull.
I'm getting attacked by so many things. I'm so excited.
So those of you that are watching from the wall, watch Esty
Fountain of
reach
blood.
down, grab the ground, and pull.
Feel like this is just gonna be Tremors all over again.
I need to roll this initiative.
Star Wars character generator.
A basilisk war droid emerges from the hidden hatch.
That'd be cool. Not what it is, but that'd be cool.
Because it turns out whoever previously had a cache here was a Mandalorian.
See, I don't like that's now a new thing on the internet tracker because that implies that it has not been doing stuff previously, and I don't like this.
It didn't actually add itself to the initiative track, which is. Oh, right. I rolled the wrong thing.
Yes, I was right.
There it goes. That's better.
No, I've never played it to Garuda before.
Fuck.
Right?
What was that? What was that?
I've
I
never
just
played
read
it
the
to
name.
Garuda before.
Fucking Ragul infected Sarlacc.
Rack.
Don't spoil it for the.
They can see the.
I was gonna say we don't
the-
have the chat channel up on the
Yeah.
stream.
Can't they see it?
There's an audio audience too.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe an Ewok?
Yes,
Just
Team
Ewoks.
Tiny Boys.
Then we can actually use the phrase that apparently exists according to the Star Wars slang page of the Jawa calling the Ewok short as the pot calling the kettle black.
Fantastic.
Well, that's decided.
Yes.
I hate Ewoks.
Look, it could be worse.
Okay, what we need
Could have
is
said
a
Gungan.
right. Well, but what we need is an Ewok with the attitude of a Wookiee.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, that'd be
I'm,
fine.
I'm small, I'm furry, I live in a forest, and I am full of rage. You're
You
also
guys
3
remember
feet tall.
Harry?
Did I stutter? Yeah, exactly.
You remember
I
Harry?
I remember the shit out of Harry.
Harry the
was
Ewok.
fucking great. Yes, no, I'm down for Harry the Ewok.
That's also how you. That also, by the way, is how you play a Gungan right. You play them dead serious.
Oh yeah.
They're battle scarred badasses.
Yep. Not all Gungans are Jar Jar. Let's be
No.
honest.
No,
In fact, he was-
Jar Jar's father, not Jar Jar.
Jar Jar was an outlier and should not have
Okay.
been counted.
So, as Esty reaches down and sort of tugs at the ground, the rest of you watch as the ground underneath Esty flowers open, tossing Esty into the air slightly, and a series of tentacles lash out of the ground. Esty, below you, you watch the ground toss you into the air as this toothy spiked maw, roughly one range band wide, appears below you, and tentacles come out of it to attack you.
Nope. Guys,
Is that really what you're saying as you're being tossed into the air?
no, it's more likely some
Body.
Zeltronian immense amounts of profanity.
Do you have any melee defense?
A 1.
One. That back die. Let's see if you can Boba Fett out of this shit.
Boba Fett didn't really Boba Fett out of that shit.
Neither did Esty. That should be a 4. What are you doing? Anyways, yeah, no, that works. So that's going to be 6, 7, 8 damage.
Soakable?
Yeah, that's soakable as the tendrils hit you. Let me know if you take
So I
any
take
damage.
6.
Okay, take 6 damage. I'm going to need you to make me a resilience check, difficulty 4.
Shit, I knew that I forgot something. Oh well, that's fine. Resilience, you say?
Yes, difficulty 4.
Resilience, there we go. Real good. Great roll.
All right.
A lot of threats. If there had been one success on there, it would have been successful. Actually, there is one success on there because there's battle meditation. You were successful.
Mm-hmm.
Also need you to make a terror check. So that's going to be difficulty 3, cool, or discipline, your choice.
I'm pretty sure that'll be cool, but let me see. Nope, that will actually be discipline.
When you add the
said?
rack subtype, yeah, difficulty 3. When you add the rack subtype to things, it adds so many mechanics to one creature.
There's a success.
That
One
is
success.
that is a success.
You get that success. All right, so you are ensnared. I was setting those 2 advantages to activate ensnare. You are ensnared for 3 rounds. So for 3 rounds, you're going to be immobilized. You may make a hard athletics check.
Oh, good. That's my specialty.
It's 3 difficulty in order to break free early. Also, as the tentacles hit you, they draw you down towards the mouth as the mouth begins to close around you. Which has the drawn in effect, which means in addition to the 3 difficulty, there's also 2 setback to break free.
A 2 setback to my athletics roll, difficulty 3 to break free.
Yes, on your turn you can do.
Oh, good. With my 2 green dice, that will definitely happen.
At the moment, you are currently suspended over the gaping maw. Basically, on your turn, you'll make that roll, and if you don't break free, you'll be drawn into it. All right. That's the full turn of that one. Another NPC slot. Nothing else happens. PC turn.
Can Plunk try and make an athletics check to break SD free?
With what?
Literally just running up, grabbing her, and yanking her bodily out of this thing's grip.
Yes. You'd have to spend a maneuver and then take 2 strain for another maneuver to get up to it, because they're 2 maneuvers away, and then you can make an athletics check.
Okay. Difficulty?
Difficulty 3 with 2 setback.
With 2 setback. Okay.
And so you're making the same difficulty because they're still wrapped up in the.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's basically I'm just doing it on behalf of
Yeah.
All right. Athletics and enhance. Boop. I get 1 success. I will
2
take
successes.
2. Wait,
Battle
what?
meditation. Battle
Okay.
meditation.
Battle meditation knocks out 1 of those failures.
And you have 4 white. And you have 4
I have
light
4.
points.
Yep. And just to be on the safe side, I'm spending a light side, taking the 3 points of conflict.
And 3 points of strain.
And 3 points of strain.
So that's 5 strain total you've taken so far.
Yep. Is any of that strain soakable or no?
No.
Okay. Right. 3 points.
If you could soak the voluntary strain to take another engage that would be ridiculous.
Fair. And so that is 1, 2, 3. So that is 4. That is 5 successes and an advantage.
So you run in and just hurl yourself like a little Jawa meteor at Esty and just blast her out the other side. Basically landing on the other side of the ground.
Yeah, tumble to a stop and then just stand up, and the staff comes out with the lightsaber.
Look, I'm just saying, you could have had an Ewok with, so far out of the build, 19 wounds.
The
We
Ewok
might still.
tank.
We might
An Ewok
still.
Colossus.
Oh yes.
Small but muscly and dense.
Stab you in your sleep.
It's
if you
just
want.
it's just a little like Care Bear, but like
But the Care Bear logo on the tummy is just a bicep.
well, no, it's a Care Bear, but like when fighting times they like peel the Care Bear skin off to be like the most ripped Care Bear underneath.
Uh-huh.
Just unzips its little furry costume onesie.
Yeah, it's just like a
comes out
bodybuilder
swole.
comes out. Yeah, exactly.
I like this.
Or does the oh god, what's it? The
My cutie
kabuki-
mark is a protein shake.
Does the kabuki like de-sleeving maneuver where they sort of bring the arm in from the sleeve and then push it out the chest rapidly in order to reveal one side, but they do that to the Care Bear outfit, so it's just wah and muscle.
If you spend all 100 experience points that you get just for the Ewok, just for Ewok is starting XP, and choose Colossus, you can have a Bronze 3 Ewok with 20 wounds.
That's amazing.
Because you put it all into under Colossus specialization, just toughen.
Which one is Colossus? Is it a
Amazeballs.
warrior? Or?
It's a
yeah.
warrior, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just like I want.
It
This
is
character
the-
has a. That when you're designing this character, there's a little box that just says, "Do you want the smoke?" And you just put all of it.
And again, having spent nothing else, 3 soak.
It's just-
There you go.
Yeah, like where Juyo Berserker is the warrior specialization that says all the hit hard, the Colossus is the warrior specialization that says you can't fucking
Come
hurt
at me, bro.
Yeah.
Just roid raging Ewok. All right.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
that's Plunk. That's Plunk's turn.
no. What it is it's a Wookiee that shrank in the wash is what it is. At that point, it's just a mini Wookiee. Anyways, next PC slot. So for mechanics, both Plunk and SD are at short range to the Raklak. You're only at engaged range if you're actively in its teeth. Because that's where
Cool.
it is.
But can we attack the tentacles at short range because they're whipping out everywhere?
Yeah, you can attack the tentacles.
Do the tentacles have them?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Plunk just rescued Essie from the tentacles.
Okay.
Plunk just Jawa bulleted them both out of that.
God, now I want to make like a barbarian that's really into kabuki, and so does the whole kabuki dance as they get into their rage.
Oh, with the head tilts like
Yeah,
hand
exactly.
out.
The over exaggerated that whole bit. Like it has somebody has somebody in the background with a drum just going
With the drums, just
yeah.
it's a barbarian.
Yeah.
All right, so who's up now?
You haven't decided yet. It's the first of the last 3 PC slots. So, Neres, Avasia, or Corsarath can go.
Vazio, go ahead and go.
Yep.
How far away?
Corsarath is going last because I have to decide whether or not I keep battle meditation up or do something else.
How far away from me are the tentacles?
Your range man.
Okay. I would like to move up to be in range with them.
Try to attack the Raklak.
Yep.
Because you're at short range for the Raklak, even though you're making a melee attack, it's going to be difficulty 3 because you're aiming at tentacles, which are harder to hit. You also have difficulty 3. You reduce the difficulty by 1 because it is more than 2 sizes larger than you.
So
back to
difficulty 2.
And
Okay.
then adversary 2, so it's upgraded twice. With a melee defense, so it is 1 setback. So your total attack difficulty should be 1 setback, 2 difficulty, upgraded twice. As I work through the mechanics of how to
Okay.
fight the Sarlacc.
I think I did that right. All right.
Raklak.
Yep, you did that right.
Okay,
Boom.
cool.
Oh yeah, because your lightsaber's damaged, right? Yeah. So 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you hit it with their lightsaber. Doesn't seem to take as much damage as you would hope. As you strike the rubbery tendril. Anything else in your turn?
I'm going to back up.
Well, you've already moved twice, so you can't back up.
Well, never mind.
All right. Next PC slot.
Okay. I'll move forward one band and try and blast at this stupid thing.
All right, so you move one band closer.
Yep.
So it's going to be trying to shoot the Racklack. Are you trying to
Yep.
shoot one of the tendrils?
No, I'm trying to shoot the actual thing.
So the actual thing you can't really shoot unless you're in short range from it because you can't aim at it. There's no line of sight to it unless you're basically at the hole.
Yep, it's 2 range bands away. So if I move one forward, I'm within short range of it though, because it's
No.
medium range away.
The surface, the hole is 2 range bands away. It is down in the hole.
Okay. All right.
We're operating in the 3 dimensions here.
Okay.
I do love the image, by the way, of Esty like reaching down to open up the ground and the ground coming to Esty.
Yep.
I'm going to then just do
Do do do do do do do
yes.
do 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 do. So you've moved 1 range band closer so far.
Yep. I'm going to just take a guarded stance because something's coming after me.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my
All
turn.
right. Thanks. Last PC slot.
Yep. I need to maneuver twice to get up next to everybody else. So I'll take 2 strain, maneuver. And then I feel like making sure everyone else is able to do their jobs right now is more important than the damage I can deal to this thing's tentacles. So battle meditation.
Battle man.
All dark. All dark.
I just need the 1. Unfortunately, that leaves Nerys, who is still a range band away, out of the effect.
Yep.
Right. So everyone but Nereus has a auto success until Korstrath's next turn. Next in the slot. So you're all in the middle, sort of, except for Nereus, surrounding this hole. Sort of in the middle of the compound. There's a couple of different houses on the side of them, both in sort of pre-built. Not all of them fully set together. As you are sort of focused on the Racklack that's attacking you, the door of one of the buildings to the side kicks open, and out walks a much taller rat ghoul. Unlike the other ones that sort of are these thin, emaciated creatures that sort of scramble around on all fours like the barely feral animals, this one walks straight backed with a purpose. It's much broader in the chest and thicker in the abdomen. Well muscled arms underneath the rat ghoul carapace, but with the same altered face and physiology. Very clearly still a rat ghoul, but different. As this one is wearing clothes, for example. It seems to actually be wearing very nice clothes that it has found somewhere and has put on. In one taloned grip, it is holding an electrostaff that, as it steps out, flicks it open and the electrostaff begins buzzing rapidly with electricity. And with the other, raises a hand, as if signaling. I need everyone except for... everyone except for Nerees gets shoved violently away towards the opposing building. I need all of you except for Nerees to make coordination checks. Difficulty 3.
There would be 2 successes.
And since Nerees'
That
turn
would be
ended, the calming effect is no
7
longer-
successes.
Yeah, it's gone.
All right.
5 successes.
And a wash from Avasia.
I hate
So-
you all.
Avasia, you aren't able to catch yourself and just go flying into the far wall, crashing through it into the far building. You can soak, this is modified by soak, 10 wounds and 10 strain.
Ooh.
Damn.
So reduce both of those values by your soak.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you, also reduced by your soak, take 5 wounds and 5 strain, as you are still shoved towards the other building, but you don't go through the wall like Avasia did. As this more
Thank God for energy
sapient-looking
dispersion
rat
systems.
ghoul just pushes with a wall of force at the group of you, shoving you a little bit further away from it. And as it does, you hear from its mouth that same deep billowing voice that had come out earlier.
Ghouls, feed.
As it says that in pretty well-spoken Galactic Basic. Avasia,
Oh, well, you are just a treat.
next NPC turn. A group of rat ghouls was waiting for you in that building. You are currently prone.
Mm-hmm.
They are attacking you in melee.
Mm-hmm.
What's your melee defense?
2.
All right. For also, I need everyone to make fear checks again. So, or not, except for Esty, who's already steeled herself. So, diff 3, cool, or discipline, whichever's better.
Does that include me?
Yes.
Okay.
I have confidence, which reduces the difficulty of fear checks by 1, so it's difficulty 2 for me.
It's a single failure.
Well,
4 successes and a triumph.
Is this a force thing or not?
No.
Okay. There's an option for which one we can do, right? If it's cool or something else.
Cool or discipline.
Okay, I'm gonna do discipline. Yeah.
All right. So if you got a single success, no effect, and you stave it off. Plunk, with your failure,
Yep, 1 failure.
you are afraid, you are terrified specifically, which gives you a point of conflict.
Okay.
Also, you have a 3 setback penalty on all checks for the rest of the encounter.
Okay.
damn.
Avasia, you gain a point of conflict, have a 3 setback penalty on all checks for the rest of the encounter, and you take 2 strain.
Did I use that triumph to save someone else? Because I'm currently connected to all of them via battle meditation.
I'll say yes, but you would give up the auto successes that they're getting. You would sort of reactionarily snap it into a success for someone.
You said I have 3 setbacks.
Well, hang on. Before we solidify that, yeah. So basically, you could withdraw that focus from everyone else and pour it into one person. So from this roll on, they would no longer, the rest of the party would no longer get those auto successes.
Until I
that
do
one
battle
person-
meditation again, basically.
Yeah, until you do it again. But that one person would succeed this roll.
I mean, there's no way he doesn't give it to Avasia.
Right. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So Avasia, you still take 2 strain, but you as you feel that terror begin to creep into you, you feel that sudden fire of Corsorath's focus fill you, and you stave off the terror.
Okay.
So now only Plunk is terrified. So you're no longer worrying about dealing with terror. But as the rat ghouls bear down on you, that's where we're gonna take a break. So, if you're watching, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, grab a food, drink, whatever you need to do, and also leave your screen on so you can stay tuned for these commercial messages. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. A dinosaur story. Speaking of dinosaurs, rat ghouls.
Those are not dinosaurs.
As far as
Oh,
you're
see,
aware.
that's the thing. Like, speaking of potato chips, rat ghouls.
Unless the
sense
rat
about
ghouls
because
are fucking Mordor's
hungry.
or Sauron's like final effect of his virus.
I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
And apparently rat ghouls.
And apparently rat ghouls.
So one minion group of rat ghouls is attacking Avasia,
Right.
who's on the ground. So diff 1. What's your melee difficulty? What's your melee defense?
Too
Two.
late, she said.
2. So diff 1, 2 setback. And attack. Oh, and they are currently being rallied by their boss. They upgrade their.
Is prone reduced difficulty or is it get a boost die?
Reduce difficulty.
Hmm.
Double check. Let me double check. Conflict in combat.
Because my PDF reader freezes, so I
Additional
can't try and
combat
check pages.
modifiers.
Oh no, it just crashed. Okay.
I don't know. Boost die. You're correct. It's boost die, not reduced difficulty. So 2 difficulty, but with a boost die.
So one of those is significantly less dangerous than the other.
Whoopah! All right. Yeah, they're gonna
Not
hit
enough to
that.
crit, at least.
Not enough to crit, but they are gonna link it. So that's going to be 6 damage, pierce 1 twice.
That's no damage because Avazia's soak is 7.
Yeah. So they are pounding
I'm
away
good.
at the armor and nothing happens.
Go off.
Yeah, they only have pierce 1, which reduces it 6. Oh. Next NPC slot. A group of rat ghouls come out from the building that the net ghouls at.
The way you say that makes it sound like they're doing a vaudeville routine as they come out.
I support this.
Just fucking
Hello, my honey. Hello,
Yeah,
my
that's
baby.
the song I was thinking of.
And they are going to attack Neres. Neres,
Now
what's
I'm
your,
thinking about
what's your melee
Spaceballs.
With their straw boaters and
Um,
canes.
just a bunch of rat ghouls doing ragtime gal.
Right.
Yep.
hello, my honey, hello, ragtime girl.
I really need to
Maybe I
watch
can
that
find
again.
why.
What, ragtime gal?
No, that makes me think of Spaceballs.
Oh, Spaceballs.
right,
Okay, yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah.
watched it
It's
too.
1, but I was taking a guarded stance, so I have a melee defense thing. 206.
Taking a offensive.
So difficulty added to any no melee defense +1, so I have melee defense of 2.
Thing to attack.
Yes.
Vasia, just minus the boost die because you're not prone. Wow. Fail. They don't hit. They bounce off your armor. Hey, look, the
Sweet.
setback die did something on both of those rolls. PC slot, first PC slot, top of the round.
Can Plunk go?
You can go, or I can go and reapply battle meditation to get everybody back on their bonuses.
That is a fair point.
You guys decide. Plunk's got so much setback, it's probably not going to help all that much, but
So
An auto success will at least help counter the setbacks.
yeah. Okay.
okay, we're all knocked into the building. Avasia is through the building. Are we all still technically engaged with each other?
Yes, but you're yet another range band away from Neres at the moment.
Okay, I wasn't going to be able to get Neres unless I got extra force points anyway. Battle meditation. Which, as it turns out, I can get Neries because I've got 1 and 2 for range upgrades.
Sweet. Thank you.
Oh.
All right. NPC slot.
And then defensive stance.
Defensive stance. All right. Well, it's your action to do battle meditation. So
Yeah, defensive stance is a maneuver.
maneuver. Got it. Top of the round, NPC. The net ghoul's going to go first. The net ghoul walks forward towards the Sarlacc pit, and as it walks, or towards the Raklak pit, and as it walks, the Raklak puts a carpet of tentacles down that the net ghoul stands on, and it lifts the net ghoul up a little bit as a platform.
I don't like that.
As it's now off the ground, slightly hovering above the Raklak, the net ghoul looks down at his opportunities and shoves a hand towards Neres, who hasn't been affected by this yet. Neres, make me a hard coordination check, difficulty 3, as you go flying towards the wall.
Difficulty 3.
You still have battle meditation on you right now.
Yep. Is this a force thing?
This is a force ability, yes.
I've got my reflex thingy. It just happens. So
It's not actually a rolled force power though, so
No, it's just a passive thing.
No. I mean, the ability that he's using right now doesn't actually require him to roll.
Okay. Oh, I see. All right. Well,
He's not
dang
targeting
it.
anything. He's sort of pushing the air.
Well,
He's not
shoot.
skilled enough to throw specific objects. He just sort of shoves a wave of force in a direction.
Okay, well that's annoying.
He's not a trained force user. He's just a wild cannon.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, fine. What role was that again? It was
Coordination.
coordination.
53.
2 successes.
You managed to keep your feet as you slide back. 5 wounds and 5 strains reduced by your stoke.
Okay, so no wounds, 5 strain.
Okay. And
You do also reduce the soak by your strain
you
separately.
you reduce your
So
soak.
the strain by your soak separately.
Oh, okay.
They both get reduced.
Yeah, soak applies to strain as well as
Mhm.
wounds. Yep.
Unless it specifically says it doesn't, like stun things and stuff like that.
Right.
It's
Yep.
5, so nothing happens to me.
Yeah,
I'm
so you
good.
manage to resist it. You do slide backwards, another range band, but you don't hit the wall.
Back toward everyone else or back away
No,
from everyone
Away
else?
from everyone else.
Well,
You are
dang
even
it.
further separated.
3?
You're back towards the wall that you came through.
Does that get me out of range of the battle meditation thing, or is it only if I start there?
Battle meditation applies to everyone who is within range when I use it. When I start getting when I get the control upgrade that lets me sustain it, you would have to be in range at the start of each round to re-up it.
Got
But
Which you still have to do. It just costs an action to re-up it rather than passively.
yeah.
Next NPC slot, tendrils that aren't busy holding the net ghoul aloft like some nascent god, are going to whip at the group that are over by the wall, over by the house that Avasia went through.
How many tendrils are there?
Lots.
I mean, yeah. All of them. That's how many.
Plunk, you're the one that yanked Esty out. What's your melee defense?
Melee defense is 2. He's also going to be using where is it? Sense advantage, so it takes another 2 setback dice.
All right. 4 setback dice total. Rise on its side this time. It is currently directly being influenced by the net ghoul, so it gets an upgrade. And you're at a bit of a longer range, so it has a difficulty on it. So it's not likely to hit you, but it's going to try. And you're smaller significantly, so yeah.
Hey, there you go, bud.
Hey, it
It
hit.
rolls nothing on all the setbacks.
Nothing on most of the dice.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We believe in you, Raklak.
And all of the difficulties were just threats.
Yeah. So 7 damage to Plunk.
All right.
You're wearing armor now, right?
Yes, I am.
Does any of that wound? Do any of those make wounds?
3 of them do.
All right, you
He
need to
takes
make
3
a-
wounds.
I need you to make a resilience check.
Difficulty.
Hang on, let me pull it up.
4.
4.
Shit.
As you are reinfected. Do you have the enhanced upgrade that lets you add it to resilience?
Oh, fuck yes, I do.
Good.
Resilience.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 failures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a wash with battle meditation.
Yep.
Unless you spend the light side to get those extra 2.
How many we've only got 2 light side.
It's either that or get infected with rat ghoul disease again.
Is a wash not enough to keep me from getting infected?
You didn't add 3 setback dice to that.
Oh. That's right.
Add 3 setback dice. Roll again.
Good news.
Okay.
This can go much worse.
Yes, indeed.
Or much better.
Or much better.
Oh, there we
Two
go.
successes.
Like so.
Tons of threat though.
2 successes.
You are going to take 5 strain.
Okay.
As you
Soakable or no?
no, non-soakable.
Okay.
Threat strain is not so cool.
You take 5 strain as you basically like force the poison out, force the infection out of your bloodstream as the tendrils hit you, but they don't manage to wrap around you, so you just get thwapped by them.
Okay.
All right, PC slot.
Oh, it feels so good. Can Plunk go now?
Sure.
Okay. He's going to grab everything possible and force feed
Choke it.
this Sarlacc.
Right.
Strangle the Sarlacc with a building.
There is now more rubble around for you to throw. So
Okay. What's the biggest piece? What's the silhouette on the biggest pieces of rubble that I can grab? 2, 3?
if you're not looking at one of the farming equipment, because there's also farming equipment around.
Ooh, farming equipment.
The largest piece of silhouette on the debris is 1. The largest piece of silhouette on farming equipment is 4.
He's gonna try for that 4.
Actually, no, sorry, not 4. 4, no, 4 is way too large. 2.
Okay, 2. Okay, he'll grab as many
Sorry.
size 2.
4 is a
shit
large spaceship.
Yeah, no, right.
2.
Three is a personal starship.
Yeah, 3
So
is an
I'm at
X-wing.
I'm at short range to this Sarlacc, right?
You're at
So difficulty
medium
2,
range. You're medium range.
medium range. What's range difficulty on medium range? 3. Okay.
Reduced by
Also-
1 because
It's
reduced by 1 because it's huge.
fucking huge. Okay. All right. So that's
but it
knocks it down to
has-
2.
Basically, but it has basically total cover from your line of sight.
Can I spend a maneuver to like get up on top of this building and negate that total that line of sight cover?
Building's not that short. You get up there in 1 maneuver unless you jump. Do you have the jump ability?
I don't know.
You could. So you basically because you're using the force to lob something in, like arcing something into it rather than shooting at it. You're still going to make make the attack.
Okay.
It's just going to be at an additional 2 setback.
Okay. Alrighty.
But you could
Also,
you could move forward to reduce the if you were to get back into like short range to it again, you'd be able to actually more accurately see it
Okay.
and
I'll
move
just
that.
I'll just make a maneuver to get into short range with it then.
So maneuver back
Okay.
into short range with it, and then
Okay.
you now
Does it have any upgrades or anything like that?
So yes, so it's going to be difficulty 2 from where you're at, upgraded
Mhm.
twice.
Right. I have my 3 sept back from being terrified.
Yeah, and it no longer has full cover from you because you're able to see it now.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try. This is yeah. because I don't get extra.
Nothing makes me more claustrophobic, by the way, than those scenes of the inside of an X-wing.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
Haha.
Ow.
Nice.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so what are you throwing at it?
The farming equipment.
So something silhouette 2.
And with my magnitude upgrades, can I grab 2 pieces of farming equipment?
If you have enough horsepower to target a second silhouette 2 thing.
I definitely do. Yeah. Nope, that's plenty.
Activate, strength upgrade, magnitude upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
another magnitude upgrade. How many points of strength do you have?
3.
So yeah, just one strength activation.
Yeah,
and then
one
magnitude,
strength
magnitude.
upgrade, and then magnitude of 2. So I could, with the expenditure of just the light side, I could hit it with 3 silhouette 2 objects, conceivably.
Yeah.
If there are 3 to grab.
Yeah, there are definitely some farm equipment that is
Okay.
in good condition that is silhouette 2 that you could throw.
So yeah, he's literally just gonna, combine, roll mower, grain harvester. Bam, bam, bam. He's just force feeding them down this thing's throat. Yep.
If the people that hired us ask, the Sarlacc ate it.
Yeah,
which it did.
Because technically it did.
Are you gonna spend that triumph on anything?
Oh, sorry, what?
Are you gonna spend that triumph on anything?
I was gonna say, can he spend that can you crit with that?
You spend a triumph, yeah.
Okay, he'll spend that triumph to crit this thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Sarlacc in the face.
60
with the
damage technically. 20. With a crit?
No, it's 2022, Jack.
Also, it's
So-
22, 22, 22 because you've got 2 extra successes on the.
That's true. Yes. Mhm.
So first we'll deal with the crit. It has durable 4, so it subtracts 40 from any critical injury rolls it takes.
Okay.
Critical injury first. Suffers 1. It's a minor hit.
Suffers a strain. Hey.
All right, so 22, 22, 22.
Yep.
Minus 9 to each. Makes that
This is how deadly Star Wars combat gets.
13,
That's
13,
nice,
13.
Oh, technically you should have had another setback die because for its ranged defense, but I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Okay.
13, 13, 13.
39.
That's 39. All right.
This thing is a Sarlacc pit. It probably has like 100 wounds.
It's still up, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you throw some stuff into it.
Nom, nom,
And
nom.
you hear metal crunching as it starts to
Yep.
eat.
Cool. Me and my super lucky assholery.
I do like the minor Nick.
Right? Yeah. Yes.
You also threw a minor named Nick in there. You got a pickaxe
Nicholas!
and a helmet.
Ah! Doink. Deep Rock Galactic style. Excellent. And that's everything on my turn, I think.
All right. Next PC slot.
Sure.
Oh, technically it should take 3 more wounds because that was not counting the extra success from battle meditation.
Oh yes.
All right. So
So it was technically 14, 14, 14. But
we got Raklack. We've got Darth Rakghoul floating over it. And where are these other 3? Are they in our
So
immediate vicinity?
there are 3 rat ghoul attacking Avasia in the building behind you. There are 3
Okay.
rat ghouls that were attacking Neres, but now are 1 range band away from Neres because Neres got pushed back. And you don't
Right.
know where. You don't know if there is another rat ghoul. So you don't see the one that you injured, so you imagine there's another group of rat ghouls
Right.
somewhere.
oh yeah, and Plunk is just screaming his head off this entire time.
I feel like Avasia's got hers covered. Y'all got that whole mess covered. I am going to. How many total range bands away are the rat ghouls on nearest Neres? All right. Sure, I'll take some more strain. Why not? I'm near dead. I will race over there. I'm
Putting
gonna
your
try to
body
hack
on the
up a
line.
what?
I said just putting your body on the line
Look,
so that you can bring in
Friends
that
in
Buffy
trouble.
walk. Don't lie to me. You want that bear.
listen, I'm not saying I don't. Anyways, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
That's
not
our favorite
trying
joke
to get.
here at Final Show Films.
I'm not trying to get SD killed. It's just friend in trouble, overconfident character flaw. So rush over, do some hacky hack. I don't know anything
Right, I
there.
remember that I have 1 experience point.
All right. Let's see if I can do some damage here. That's some damage.
Yeah, that's enough to kill one. So yeah,
Yep.
you slice through one.
Okay. That's everything for me.
Next PC slot. Vasya, Series.
I'd like to go. I'm gonna move forward. Can I reach the floating guy or not?
No.
Okay. Is he too high up? Even
You could probably shoot him
I
now.
mean, you could probably shoot at him if you wanted.
I could.
Not with a lightsaber. You're not even. You're still not. You're still one range band away from the where you could actually properly see the Racklack. So.
Okay.
Because you didn't go
I
all
have
the way close
completely
to it.
lost track of spatial awareness. All right. I'm close enough to get to the one that Esty just.
You're
one of-
engaged with those now. Yeah.
Okay. I'll hack into one of those with my
attack roll.
lightsaber. Why not? Hey. Was it sorry, I realized I didn't check. Is it 3 difficulty? Or do I need to roll that again? 2 difficulty?
2 difficulty. Yep.
Sorry. Let me do that again. Well,
It's still a hit. Battle meditation.
yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
8 damage.
Also, how does your lightsaber have a crit rating of 1? Is it just that upgraded?
No, I think it's just the lights. I think it's just the crystal. I think that's right for that.
I was gonna say because
Yeah.
she's got Nibishu's crystal in there, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Doesn't he?
I
Yep.
got
mhm,
fancy.
Yep. So yeah, quad
Mhm.
crit that shit, man.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. If you want to
Nasty
spend,
motherfucker.
if you want to spend 2 of those on crits, you can just eliminate the remaining 2 because they're minions.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Let's
So,
do that. And I'm gonna do
I'm gonna double check that crystal real quick because I trust that it's 1, but I don't remember that it's 1.
I mean, yeah, because
it is the
Jash's crystal was 1. It's not that hard to get that upgraded.
Well, yeah, but theirs wasn't upgraded.
Oh, okay.
It is the Mephite crystal, page 200. Oh, wait, it says critical rating to 2. That is, yeah, I put that in there wrong.
Oh yeah. Critical rating should be 2, so you can crit twice, which is
sorry.
still fine.
Once they're all down, Esty's like, "How you doing? Have a good day."
No.
Come on, you have. Never mind. Why am I bothering? You have to find the humor in this situation.
Or at least the irony.
The irony. Yeah. I guess. I'm just sick of this damn planet.
As
All
horrible
right.
as the situation is, it was pretty funny.
This
And
is
it
coming from the
happened-
person who almost got eaten, so
And it
that counts for
happened to
something.
me.
You're odd, but aren't we all?
I was gonna say,
Plunk,
yes,
can you?
force using droid. I am very odd.
Hey, yes. Plunk, can you drag that guy down? I point up at the thing.
Can you hit him with more combine harvesters?
Plunk, who is still screaming and hasn't stopped.
Right.
I still say it very calmly.
That's what you should have done. You should have just slammed it down into him and shoved him into the Racklix mouth.
Yeah.
I just like that. I just like.
Plunk needs like a crap ton of XP to start bursting into bind. Yes, absolutely, he does.
And-
I just really like that. I really like that this whole conversation is happening while Plunk is still screaming in the background, slamming things into the Racklack.
Mhm.
Well, because the Racklack is what frightened him, which is why he's throwing everything at it.
No, actually, the Necro, the Neck Ghoul is what scared
yeah.
him. Yeah.
I still have 2 extra advantages.
No, because your crit rating would have been 2, so you would need all 4 of them to kill the.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's how that math works.
Look,
Okay.
Plunk has a very
That's my
simple
turn.
aggro
Yes,
threat
2
table.
plus 2 is 4.
Whatever hit him most recently is what gets hit back.
Look, I got up at 4 a.m. this morning. It's not.
Fair.
Dear God,
I get up at 4 a.m. every day.
that's your fault.
Oh, having a job, Jack.
I go to sleep at 4 a.m. most nights.
Last PC slot for Vasia.
I would like to murder.
You're
Would you like
currently
to stand
prone,
up first before you murder?
or just murder from your back.
Fine. Yes, I will stand up and murder.
You can, hey, if you can murder laying down, I would murder laying down, honestly.
It's not comfortable
I feel
where
like
she's laying
Avazi
down.
can murder laying down. She will stand up and kill. What's the
Moving to stand.
difficulty?
42.
Nice.
4 successes.
Yeah, so you managed to kill one of them. There are now 2 rat ghouls on you. NPC slot. So the third group of rat ghouls that was also hiding in that building comes out to attack Avasia.
Just pile on, guys.
They didn't have an initiative last time because they spent their initiative waiting, so they didn't reveal that they were in that building until just now. Rat ghoul. Oh, also 1 initiative slot goes away because that rat ghoul's gone. Difficulty 2, upgrade. Difficulty 2, 2 setback dice for your melee defense. Upgraded once because it expanded. Hit, but not enough to deal damage to you. And then the 2-sized minion group will attack you as well. It's a hit, and it's 6, 7, 8 damage. Did that get through your armor?
1.
Go and give me a difficulty 4 resilience check. Oh, pierce 1, so technically 2 of it gets through.
Okay. You said resilience.
You have 4 resilience.
1 success.
You succeed. You are not. Or not infected. Anyways. First PC slot. Can't help but wrong whenever I say the word infected.
That's what is expected when you are infected.
Infected, yeah. How much of it's genetic? How much of it is fate? How much of it that we...
I'm gonna try and shoot this guy.
I'm going to hang back in the initiative again because I want to hold on to battle meditation because I'm probably going to be shooting a guy.
I'm gonna shoot this guy. Damn it.
All right. So he's currently at medium range from you.
Okay. Well, that's my range on my thing, so that's fine.
That's gonna be diff 2. Hang on one second. Let me look.
Okay. Yep.
Diff 2 upgraded twice.
Okay.
With a setback die for his ranged D.
All right.
That is, the difficulty is upgraded twice, by the way.
I'm gonna use flow on this. Let's do it.
So you're going to do this and also get me a great deal on progressive insurance? Out of
So what
spots.
is it about flow that makes it not just enhance but better?
Hey. 3.
Technically speaking, I believe you're only supposed to be able to use it on one thing in a turn versus
Yeah.
everything that you do.
Well, I have a bunch of upgrades.
No. William was answering to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's also accurate 1, so you have a boost die on that shot, by the way.
Oh. Should I re-roll?
Yeah, reroll.
Okay. Well, that's a success.
And a despair.
Yeah.
Sparing success.
Are you not able to use those light sides for extra successes?
That's what those are. That's why it's a 1 success.
You got 2 light sides, so that would be 2 successes if you
Isn't
can
one of
use.
them canceling out the despair?
No,
Despair is not.
despairs don't-
It's already despair. The despair symbol is an advantage like thing.
Oh, I
It's
see.
already
Right.
canceled the
Mhm.
failure the
Yes.
despair
So
generated.
technically, you have
3
3
successes.
successes on that because of battle meditation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 3
successes.
successes.
but a despair.
Okay.
So with that despair, the character's ranged weapon immediately runs out of ammunition and may not be used for the remainder of the encounter. Got you 1 shot off.
Okay.
Realized you forgot to plug in your gun last night. As the energy pack runs dry.
Okay.
That's
my turn.
Meanwhile, hang on. So how much damage is
Just
that?
do damage.
7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he takes 3. No, he takes 2.
Yeesh.
Over at you. NPC slot. The net ghoul pushes off of the tendrils that are holding him. Lands next to Neres. And up close, you notice 2 things. 1, your sensor data is reading that this guy smells bad. Esty, you can confirm this, being nearby with a nose.
Right.
Excellent.
Smells kind of like he's been rotting in a sewer for years.
That is not healthy.
And not one of the nice sewers.
Yeah.
2, he is very big.
Okay.
Very big. Like Wookiee sized. And 3, he has an electro staff that he's swinging at you. What's your melee
Wow.
defense?
I think it's just 1. Let me double check. Yep, 1.
Oh, I see why it's not enhanced because it has so many steps you have to do to get to where you're at. So first you have to decide to ebb or flow. Then you have to spend one of those force points to either deal strain to everyone else or heal a strain for yourself. And then you can start doing the combined flow power check to gain successes. And you can only gain one until you get the strength upgrade that says you can then spend more to generate more.
It's real good though
When you go through all those upgrades, then yes, then it becomes very effective.
All right. So that's gonna be. Yeah, we're gonna use. So it's gonna be 8 damage twice as the active. Actually, no, 8 damage. With a crit instead of twice.
Okay.
They-
So
How much of that do you soak?
5, so I take
So you take 3 damage
wounds.
and roll me a critical injury as the electrostaff smacks you in the chest.
Mm.
No, that's not great.
Wound. Agonizing wound. Increased difficulty of all brawn and agility checks by 1 difficulty die until the end of the encounter. So yeah, the
Yeah.
electrostaff smacks in, and as the electricity discharges into your chest, you feel wires frying.
Ah.
Next NPC slot. Some bits of vehicle come sputtering out of the rack lack as it attacks Plunk again. He's doing the most damage to it. Moves closer, so less difficulty.
I'm still very small against this
Are
thing,
still
though.
very small.
I would like to maintain that my size has not shifted in the last 6 seconds.
6 damage.
I can soak that, right?
I assume.
Yep. Okay. I take 2 wounds. Do
Why does that
I
have
need to
4
make another
setback?
resilience, or have I succeeded on
Hang on,
that already?
I'm trying to remember why it has 4 setback. What's your
'Cause
melee
I'm
defense?
tiny. 2.
2. Tiny adds the difficulty, increases it from 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
There was a reason it had 4 setback on the last one, but I don't know.
Oh, because I had done sense advantage on it. That's all once per session, though, so
Right,
he should
right.
probably only have 2 setback.
Yeah.
Let me re-roll that.
I'm sure this is going to be much nicer.
Hey!
Ow!
Oh no.
So take 2 more damage, and
And it's gonna crit you.
it's going to crit me. Okay. Biddly, 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 biddly. Doot. Cannot voluntarily suffer strain until the end of the encounter. Okay.
Right. So hits you, knocks the wind out of you, and I need to make it a resilience check. Diff 4.
Okay. Diff 4. With
Would that
setbacks?
technically be also include the you can't voluntarily suffer strain to use dark side points?
Correct.
Ooh.
Oh dear. Alrighty.
Actually,
Resilience.
no. That doesn't apply because activate abilities and using dark side points is not an ability.
Okay.
That's fair.
Activate abilities or gain additional maneuvers. Is what you
So
can.
just those 2. Okay.
Correct.
Bah.
Oh.
You're gonna need to activate those
Use-
dark side if you want to not be
Use
infected.
it. Do it.
Or not.
Oh no! Wait,
It's
nope.
on you.
Actually, no. I am not going to do that because I can do the force is my natural mystic. I can re-roll a force power check, which is what I'm actually going to do. So I'm just gonna re-roll that. Just gonna do that one more time. Boop. Hey, now I have a success.
You
Look
have
at
2
that.
successes actually.
2 successes.
You do take that 4 strain though.
Okay. Getting real close there.
You continue to get bludgeoned by this tentacle.
Yep. But I'm not infected.
Not infected.
Hashtag not infected.
PC slot.
Can Plunk go, or is he already gone this round? I lose track of when we've
This-
flipped
Nope,
over.
I'm the only one who's gone so far.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Unless,
you're all free range.
Right. Unless SD, did you want to go?
I'll go since it's one right after. The
Right.
other,
Yeah. It's
I'll go ahead and
If one of you can potentially shove that net goal closer to
Yeah,
me so I
he's
can
right
actually get
next
into
to
melee
us.
with it.
Do it.
that a thing?
I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. I just know that I think it's.
Doesn't
I
sound
think
like
it's.
it.
I think it's 3 range bands away from me right now, which means I can't get into melee with it this round unless someone
I don't
can get
think I
closer.
can move it a range band. I don't think there's anything I can
Yeah,
do.
no, we would.
I'm
we would-
just gonna use
somebody needs bind for that shit. Mhm.
Yeah, or specific class abilities, but
Mhm.
I'm sure one of the warrior classes has a wrestling archetype where it can just body slam people around the field. But
Probably Master of Terras Kasi if I was going to take a guess.
Probably.
Oh, that would be hilarious. A Terrace Kasi Ewok.
What is the
so it's gonna be diff 2 upgraded twice with 1 setback dice.
upgraded twice, 1 setback die?
Or Steel
Do
Hand
we
Adept, as it's
really
called.
need those 2 destiny points?
I don't think you do.
Possibly.
Nah.
I mean, it's almost 9:00. You might as well.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see how this goes.
It goes poor. 1 auto
Boo.
success for the battle meditation.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
This is why I keep using this ability.
Good enough for
Turns
me.
those washes into a success.
It
Six
augments
damage
all of
for
our
each
shitty
one.
rolls.
So 6 damage. Soaks the whole thing. So you hit him with the lightsaber.
Yeah,
And-
I expected that.
Yeah, you hit it with the lightsaber and it doesn't break skin.
It scores right off.
It just scores right
Jesus.
through it, right across it, leaving a burn mark but no damage. All right.
Is Plunk-
anything
Oh,
else on
sorry.
your
Yeah,
turn?
you've got maneuver and
Don't think there's anything really that I can hugely do. Oh no, I'm not going to use the last one to have added some damage to that because they'll probably still soak. Yeah, no, that's it.
Next PC slot.
Plunk is going to use his maneuver because he's still in the same position he was, so he doesn't need to move. He's going to use his maneuver to aim, which gives him a boost die. And am I out of farm equipment?
I'm gonna say this
Because I can start yanking
Yeah.
I can start yanking
That's-
chunks out of the wall, right?
That's
We
close
said
enough. Yeah. I've said that's close enough. Yeah, you're out. So yeah, you can start.
Okay.
So, you can rank. You can rip basically size 1 or sorry size. You can rip any number of size 0 debris out of the ground.
Mhm.
You can rip a limited number of size 1 debris out of the walls of the buildings or the buildings or the Durcrete wall.
he's going to be doing chunks out of the wall then, because yeah, size 0 is just going to be 5 damage, and he wants to do 10 damage per. Okay. Let's
Yeah,
see.
like
And it
so I
was
would
difficulty
say-
2, upgraded twice, 3 for being
Now-
scared, right? Mhm.
Yeah, so now I will say, like I said, with size 0, you can pick. You have an unlimited number of size 0 projectiles, basically, so long as there's
Mhm.
earth around you.
Right.
Period.
So whether or not you want to hit it a lot of times with a base 5 damage, or only a few times with base 1, with base 10, it's up to you.
God damn it. There's that. But yeah, no, he's going to do a number of times with base 10. He's going to do two base 10s.
Make your ranged weapon run out of energy.
You're going to have to come up with, it's not a ranged weapon at that point. It's a ranged skill, but not a weapon. So yeah, that's 20 or 10 and 10.
Okay, I know what I'll do. So chunks of.
Who is that aimed at?
This is
Rack-lack.
still going.
Black.
Yeah. Rack-lack.
Rack-a-lack.
Since it's over there murdering people and yeah.
Takes 2 points of damage.
Ew.
But you feel as you're throwing with this despair, as you're throwing things at it and it's still moving, you're
Mhm.
beginning to feel doubt and despair
Okay.
burrow their way into
Mhm.
your being.
That tracks.
All uses because you are being very ineffective right now, and that despair, you're not using a ranged weapon, so I can't take away your ammunition. But all uses of your throw power are going to be done at an additional difficulty until the end of the encounter.
Okay. And that's everything because I used my maneuver already, and I can't spend. Yep. And I didn't get any advantages or anything.
PC turn. So Avasia or Corsair.
Again, I will be going last so as to preserve battle meditation.
Ozzy, we'll see if she can kill the other ones on her.
Oh, there is another success to that. Yeah, because so it'd be 11-11. So I don't know if he takes like 2 more damage or whatever,
Yeah,
but
2 more damage.
Okay. Yee. Slightly
the-
less ineffective.
What's the difficulty on this? Is it 2?
2 difficulty. Yeah.
Okay.
There are 5 rat ghouls on you right now.
Yeah, right.
Are
One
there?
less.
There are 4 rat ghouls on you now.
No.
Right. Last PC slot, Corsair.
Okay. Well, everyone's way too spread out for me to effectively use battle meditation on everyone at this point. So
4 rat ghouls attacking Avasia. Plunk is losing his shit at the Raklack, and Neres and SD are facing off against the net ghoul.
But doing okay.
how far is the net ghoul?
3 range bands from you right now.
So I can't get there this turn.
Start
I am
moving.
in the same range band as both Plunk and the rat ghouls.
No, you're 1 range band away from Plunk and the Raklack, and you are in the same range band as Avasia and the rat ghouls.
Okay, cool. We're gonna help out the spouse and murder some rat ghouls.
Hell yeah. Mm.
This is only going to be 1 advantage automatically because the curved hilt is not helping me because I'm fighting. Actually, wait, hang on. Does curved hilt just apply? Hang on. Fuck, I have to read up on what the curved hilt does.
Pretty sure curved tilt's 1-on-1.
Let me check.
What's the page?
I'm trying to find it.
Write it in your character sheet.
No, unfortunately.
Curve
Wait, did
tilt
I?
is on page
I did.
196.
Automatic advantage to lightsaber checks against a single opponent. So
Yeah,
one
single
automatic
opponent.
advantage.
Yep.
Da-da-da-da. Difficulty 2. What's any upgrades on these for these mobs or no?
No.
I was gonna say they're kind of trash ghouls.
They just have Cortosa skin, basically.
You should skin some of these guys and turn them into hide armor or something.
I
of you
will do.
2 of you are already wearing Cortosa's armor.
So 3 of us are not wearing Cortosis armor, is what I'm hearing.
I will dual wield with my arm blade.
Want a rat ghoul cape?
And so you add linked 1 to the attack.
I will link, and actually no, I will crit to hit a second one rather than linking.
Okay. Yeah, take out 2.
Yeah, 11 damage with a crit. Nice.
There are now 2 on Avasia. And as Corsair and Avasia face off in the last 2 rat ghouls, Plunk goes toe-to-toe with the Raklack, and SD and Neres face down the net ghoul. That's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.